They forged her husband's signature, but the truth buried in her backyard turned the world upside down. They said she didn't belong on that land. They said her name wasn't on the papers. But what they didn't know was that her husband left her something far greater than gold. Family, before we get into this heartbreaking story, hit that subscribe button and join us on this journey. Every story we tell on the Untold Struggles sheds light on those forgotten, silenced, and underestimated. Click here, Untold Struggles, and let's uncover the truth together. It was a quiet morning in Magnolia Springs, Georgia, where the dew still kissed the edges of tall grass. Ethel Robinson, a 63-year-old widow, stepped out of a farmhouse, her family's land that stretched over 40 acres. The golden rays of sunrise danced across the pond her husband built before he passed. To Ethel, every inch of that land was sacred, from the pecan trees her father planted to the little red barn that leaned slightly to the left but still stood strong, just like her. But that peace didn't last long. A white SUV pulled up the gravel driveway, tires crunching like dry bones. 3 figures stepped out. 2 men in grey suits. 1 woman, clipboard in hand, wearing a badge marked Lakeside HOA. Ethel's heart skipped. She had seen their letters for weeks now. Bold words, violation notice. But she never imagined they'd come in person. Mrs. Robinson, the woman asked sharply. Yes. Ethel replied, her southern accent calm but cautious. We are here on behalf of the HOA. You've been informed multiple times that this property is part of the Magnolia Lake Estates and under our jurisdiction. Your non-compliance has forced us to take action. Ethel frowned. This land been Robinson land since before that subdivision even existed, she said firmly. My husband bought this whole stretch in 1982. But the woman only smirked. Then you won't mind showing the proof. Ethel sighed and walked back inside, returning with an old manila folder full of fading documents. The woman barely looked before shaking her head. These are outdated deeds. The county reassigned parcel zoning last year. Your property is listed under our management now. That was a lie, but Ethel didn't know that yet. Camera pans wide. The tall golden fields sway gently behind her, a queen standing before her castle, unaware that the storm has already begun. The next day, Ethel's daughter Maya arrived, a U.S. Navy veteran, fresh from deployment. She pulled up in her black pickup truck, eyes scanning the large red eviction notice pinned to her mother's mailbox. Maya stormed inside. Mama, what's this? They say the HOA owns our land now, Ethel said quietly, folding laundry like nothing was wrong. Mama, they can't own land that's been ours for decades. Maya called the county clerk's office, then the registrar, then the State Property Commission. Every office said the same thing. There's a recent title claim under Magnolia Lake HOA. Maya's stomach turned cold. Someone had filed fake paperwork. That night, while lightning cracked through the sky, Maya sat at the kitchen table, surrounded by papers. One file caught her eye, the signature of her late father, John Robinson. Except, it wasn't his handwriting. She leaned closer, whispering to herself. They forged it. Outside, thunder rolled. And in that moment, Maya vowed she would fight. Weeks later, they found themselves inside the Clayton County Courthouse, a sleek building of marble and glass. The HOA had lawyers, 3 of them, led by a man named Richard Bloom, a smug real estate attorney known for pushing small landowners out of their homes. Ethel sat quietly at the table while Maya stood beside her, jaw tight. Richard rose confidently. Your Honor, the HOA maintains rightful ownership of Parcel 9 through 15 under revised municipal mapping. The defendant's claim is based on outdated records from the 1980s. He slid a thick folder across the bench, official documents. Judge Wallace skimmed them, brows furrowed. Maya stepped forward. Your Honor, those signatures were forged. That's my father's name, and I can prove it. The courtroom fell silent. You can prove it. Richard sneered. Yes, sir, because my father never spelled his name with an H. And that, she pointed to the paper, ain't his hand. The crowd murmured, but the judge only sighed. Ms. Robinson, evidence of forgery requires forensic confirmation. Until then, the documents stand as valid. The gavel hit. Temporary injunction granted. The HOA had permission to inspect and manage the land. Outside, cameras flashed, news crews circling as Ethel wept into her daughter's arms. Family, if you believe in fighting for what's right, hit that subscribe button now. Join us at the Untold Struggles, because this story, it's about to take a turn no one saw coming. Days later, bulldozers rolled in, tearing through Ethel's yard under inspection authority. Neighbors gathered on porches, watching in shock. Maya ran outside, yelling, "You can't do that. This is private property." But the site manager only shrugged. Court order, Then something happened. As the machines dug deeper, a worker shouted, "Hey, we hit something." Maya rushed over and froze. Beneath the soil lay metal chests, old, rusted, but engraved with the initials JR. Ethel gasped. Those were your father's. Inside, wrapped in tarps, they found blueprints, property maps, and bank ledgers, proof that John Robinson had once financed the development of the entire subdivision. The land didn't belong to the HOA. It was built on what the Robinsons already owned. Maya whispered, tears streaming. He owned all of it. Armed with the evidence, Maya stormed into court again, this time with a new lawyer, Aisha Grant, a sharp civil rights attorney. They laid out the discovery. The blueprints with original signatures. The forged contracts. And a county employee's email chain proving Richard Bloom bribed officials for land rezoning. The courtroom erupted. Richard turned pale. This is absurd. Sit down, the judge barked. As Ethel took the stand, she spoke softly. They told me I didn't belong on my land. But my husband died working this soil. And if they want to take it, they'll have to bury me here too. Silence. Even the opposing lawyers lowered their eyes. The judge leaned forward. This case will be fully reopened. And Mrs. Robinson, you have my word, you won't lose that home. Cheers filled the courtroom. Reporters flooded the hallway, cameras flashing as Maya and her mother embraced. But just as peace returned, Aisha received a strange text. Drop this case. You don't know who you're dealing with. The victory wasn't safe yet. A week later, Ethel's barn burned to the ground in the middle of the night. Police called it an accident. But Maya knew better. Then, another discovery. The same judge who ruled in their favor had once worked under Richard Bloom's firm. The case files vanished. The land survey sealed. And a new notice appeared on their mailbox. Federal investigation pending. Property ownership under review. Maya clenched her fists, whispering, "They think they can scare us back into silence." She looked across the fields, smoke still rising, fireflies flickering in the distance. Then she pulled out her phone, hit record, and said, "They tried to erase us. But this time, the world's gonna see." Camera pans out, music swells. And that is where part 2 begins. Family, if this story moved you, like, comment, and share this video. Subscribe right now at the Untold Struggles, because in part 2, the fight gets even darker.